Hi everybody, welcome to day one of Breath Technique Challenge. So if you didn't get the memo already, I'm going to be going live all week this week at noon every day to share different breathing techniques with you. So these breathing techniques can have all different types of effects. A lot of times we're used to going to external stimulants or downers, or we have all these different techniques that maybe aren't as natural to help us shift into different emotional states, mental states, and even physical states that are more desired. And your breath is the number one resource that is easily accessible and that usually works right away. So today in Breath Technique Challenge is going to be a breathing technique for energy. And I know sometimes Mondays can be a little bit of a drag, or maybe you just, have a lot of extra stuff on your plate that you're preparing for the week. So this breathing technique is really good if you want to not only get a pick-me-up, but it's even great for somebody who maybe isn't able to be as mobile and you even want to get a little bit of a workout in. So it is going to elevate your heart rate and it'll get you, a little bit ready to go. And it's a really neat breathing technique. So stay tuned for that. I do want to just kind of let you know why I'm doing Breath Technique Challenge this week. And I'm doing it so that I can share some of these breathing techniques that I share in my Breath Technique training. So Breath Technique training is an online 6-week training that teaches you over 60 different foundational breathing techniques. And these breathing techniques are great to alter your mindset, your physiology, so your feelings, your chemistry, your hormones, and it even allows you to shift into different, more desired states of actions and behaviors and energy. So if you are interested in really learning how to use your breath at any given time in any given situation, I highly invite you to join me for the rest of this challenge for this week so you can really see what the techniques are doing for you, but definitely join me in Breath Technique training. The coolest part about this challenge this week is that you'll get a chance to win your seat into Breath Technique training. So it's an $897 program, and if you go through the whole week, and if you sign up in the link in the description, make sure you put your email in there so you get all the information, the schedule, and the details, and then you can maybe win your seat. Edward, who was an amazing person who won last season, he really enjoyed it. He's actually an apnea freediver instructor, and I can't say enough about it was so cool to just be able to give this seat away. So I hope that you will join me not only for the rest of the week, but also to enter and also in Breath Technique training. All right, so let's get started. This breathing technique, so every breathing technique in Breath Technique training is a foundational technique, but then it's kind of like a math equation. And don't worry if you don't like math, it's really easy. You can create different variables and different pieces that you can add together. So the breathing technique we're going to do today is a combination breath of what's known as Bellows, also known as Bhastrika. So this is where we're doing an active inhale and an active exhale, but we're also going to include some extremity movement. So we're going to be moving our arms in a particular way to help assist in that elevation of heart rate and a little bit more of that energy. There are some contraindications before we do the breathing technique. So if you have any heart conditions like a pacemaker or any kind of recent surgeries, if you have any neurological conditions like epilepsy, I'm going to ask that you refrain from this breathing technique today. And if you're not used to doing breathing techniques like this, there's a chance you might get a little lightheaded. You might even get a little dizzy. So you want to make sure that you are taking it easy. If you feel that you get a little lightheaded or dizzy, just stop the technique. Breathe in and out through the nose nice and slow, and then rejoin if and when you're ready. All right, so if you're here and you're live, just kind of give me a comment, give me a little wave or a like or something so I know that you're here. And don't hesitate to ask any questions throughout this whole breathing technique and session. So any questions that you may have, either about the technique, the training, the challenge, or any contraindications, make sure that you're letting me know. I see Sophia, hi. All right, so you want to get in a comfortable seat. A comfortable seat can be just sitting on your sit bones. It could be, hi, Lindsay, thank you for joining. It can be in what we call a hero's pose, so like a kneeling position. You can even do this breathing technique seated in a chair. I will suggest that you just kind of lean your back away from the back of the chair so that you have a little bit more room. Ah, Yana, yay. All right, are you guys ready to breathe? All right, so what we're going to do is this Bellows breath, like I said, is active in and active out, but it's a short volume breath. So it's going to look a little something like this with the breathing technique. In, out, in, out. Then we're gonna add the arms. So your left arm is gonna go up on the inhale, and then it's gonna come down as you go for the other one. So it's gonna be a switch. It's gonna be inhale and then exhale. So your right arm is punching up to the sky to breathe in, and your left arm is punching up to breathe in, and your right arm is punching up to breathe out. The second part that you really want to pay attention to this breathing technique is you want it to move more from your belly. So instead of it being like this kind of vertical chest breathing, you want to think of a little movement with the tummy. All right, so remember, if you get dizzy, just pause your breathing technique. We will be doing this maybe a little longer than you've done it before. So just take it easy and notice the effects. First, just take a moment to find your seat. If it feels okay, you can even close the eyes. Take a reset breath by breathing all of the breath out. Purse your lips, blow it out. And then flare your nostrils to breathe a big breath in. See if you can get an extra sniff, even an extra sip. Hold that breath in, but relax your shoulders. And then just release a really big sigh. Awesome. If you're ready, start to clench your fists. You're going to keep your hands and fists the whole time. And you're going to take a quick left hand punch up in. And then allow yourself to go out. Ready? We're going to go a little quicker. In, out, in, out, in, out. Keep it going. In, out, in, out. You can allow yourself to close your eyes. You can try to get your face to be nice and gentle as you're doing it. Remember, left is in, right is out, in, out, in, out. And remember, if this feels like it's too fast, you can go a little slower. Maybe you feel like it's too much and you start to slow it down. In, out. Or maybe you're really liking it and you have more of an advanced practice and you're ready to go a little quicker. And then you can start to really speed it up. In, out, in, out, in, out. Wherever you are, blow all the breath out, bring your hands down. See if you can hold your breath out just for 5, 4, 3, 2. Blow another puff out. Flare your nostrils, breathe all the way in. Get an extra sniff. Get an extra sip. See if you can hold this breath in your body, but again, relax your shoulders, soften the chest, maybe even close the eyes. You can take a swallow. Purse your lips, really slowly blow all the breath out. Take another deep breath in. Get an extra sniff. And now you're going to hold your breath. And as you hold your breath, again, relax, but you're going to hold this a little longer. And the idea here is once we really elevate the heart rate and we get a lot of stimulation with the breathing technique and the energy, we always do want to reset back to some sort of homeostasis. So this breath hold allows a little bit more carbon dioxide to build up into your bloodstream. It gives you a little bit more of a balance into the physiology, into the chemistry. So whenever you're ready to let the breath go, you'll just blow it out nice and easy. But again, don't force it and, maybe hold it a little longer. So I hope that you enjoyed this breathing technique. This is, again, known as a Bellows dynamic form breathing, and it's a punch where we're doing the in breath as you punch with the left and the out breath as you punch with the right. And this goes a little bit deeper into energetics, the difference of the anatomy of your left and your right lungs. So technically you can do it the other way, but you'll notice most of the benefits if you do your in breath as you're punching left and your out breath as you're punching right. In breath technique training, we go really deep into more traditional pranayama theory, where we really talk about the different sides of the brain and how they operate through the different sides of the body. And this breathing technique that we just did usually lasts for, everybody's different, but for me, it lasts for like a good 40 minutes to an hour. And I'm like, I'm like so ready to go. So I usually use it anytime I have to like really get into my email box, or if I got to clean the house or anything like that. And some days if I'm feeling maybe a little lethargic or even kind of into that sad, almost depressed state, I'll use it to try to get myself up and out, or even just to give myself, again, that little bit of workout that works. So if you have any questions, don't hesitate to pop them in the comments here. If I don't get to them live, I'll definitely get to them afterwards. And please join me for the rest of this week. Tomorrow's breathing technique is going to be about relaxation. So it's going to be complete opposite of today's. And the idea with it is that you can use the breathing technique tomorrow, not just for general relaxation, but it's also going to be really good if you experience panic attacks or general anxiety, something that you kind of just really need to downshift your whole nervous system. I use it, if I am getting into situations that I'm like, oh, I feel really uncomfortable, and it just kind of sits me right back down. The last thing I do want to mention is that as you move through this breath technique challenge, and maybe you go into breath technique training is built to give you all of the information on these breathing techniques. So we use videos, guided audios, worksheets, live Zoom calls, so you'll get to work with me and your breath and your fellow breathers throughout the training. But it's a prerequisite if you decide that you want to become certified to teach. So breath technique training, you don't have to go any further in your breath education if you don't want to. But if you do, it is a prerequisite for my in-person certification, my breath teacher certification. And this is where you really learn how to teach. We go over group dynamics, private sessions. We go over a lot of different contraindications and real life scenarios that you might encounter. And this is great for people, again, who are maybe yoga instructors or nurses, psychologists, counselors, anybody who really wants to find natural tools to help us take control and shift into, again, our anatomy, our physiology, our psychology, all the different things that the breath can do for you. So let me know how you enjoyed this breathing technique, if it worked for you, and if you have any questions. And then also remember to click the link in the description so that you sign up for your chance to win breath technique training. All right, I look forward to seeing you all tomorrow, and thanks so much for breathing with me. Bye.